someone who loves you, and I do. Morning after.
1, 2, testing.
Morning after you.
All right, everybody. How is everybody doing?
Morning after.
I hope everybody had a good night rest. I sure did. So I'm gonna wait for a minute for more people to join us, and then I am going to start talking about what I'm looking at.
I'll be over you. And I'll be over you. And I'll be
All right.
over you.
Hello, Chris. How are you? Oh, I'm sorry about the music. Should be off. Should be off. I'm sorry about that. How are you, Light Has? All right. Why don't we start talking about that pound yen? My buy stops on the pound yen for today, right? Let's just delete all the drawings, and yeah, let's start talking about that. And I do have a tiny modification on that order that I want to share with you. Yeah, I mean, Steven, that is a great song. Actually, you know what? Blues is the only music that I can listen to whilst I'm working. Nothing else works. The blues puts me yeah, on beast mode. So, basically, what I am looking here, let's start by looking at the hourly chart, right? What I'm looking at here is just a break of the highs on the pound yen, right? Very big move that we monetized on yesterday, and I'm looking for a continuation on that move. Um, right now, price broke with the daily lows, right? And I have to move my stop losses a little bit lower, just below this spike low. But because I started this position or this order with a zero point 0.8 percent risk, by moving it to 165.99, I am now taking a 1% risk on this possible trade. Right now, there's a couple of things that I want to discuss, and I want to talk about this particular trade. Right. So I'm looking at a couple of key levels in this market. Let's go to a 2-hour chart. Sorry, no camera today. I forgot to charge my iPhone, so yeah, no camera today. So this is the level that I'm looking at, right? Very strong breakout yesterday. Very bullish in my opinion. I love listening to Lofi when I'm working. You know what? I tried Lofi, low definition, right? Hip hop beats, etc. But no, it didn't help me concentrate. So the 165, let's call it the 165 63 is the level that is capping the downside in this market, right? And let's go to a 4-hour chart to start with. The level that is capping the upside is yeah, these highs right here. And the cool thing about this is that we haven't reached those highs yet. Low quality video, that must be you, made. That must be you. Just click on the wheel in with the YouTube player and choose a higher definition. So basically, I am looking. Hold on, let me see. 169. Um, yeah, my targets might be a little bit too high, but that's fine. So a couple of levels to the upside, very, very strong levels. But what I dig about this particular market is yesterday's close. Super bullish, mate. Super, super, super bullish. After seeing a ton of selling pressure right at this point, right? So to me, this is very bullish. And during the Asian session, let's go to 17-minute chart. To the Asian session, I was looking at this range, right? Pretty simple range. Pretty simple range. So I placed my buy stops above the range with stop losses below the range. Now price has broken with my stop loss level, and I am thinking if I really should delete the order and look for longs a little bit lower, just because of this break of the range of the Asian structure or Asian session structure. So I'm gonna leave it as is for the time being. I just moved my stop losses a little bit lower to the 165.99. Let me just send this update to the VIPs. Moving stop loss in GJ buy stops. GJ order 2. What was the level? 165.99. 165.99. Should price break with the daily lows again, I will delete the order and look for longs on a pullback lower around the 164.50. Right, so that's my trade management on GJ. I'm gonna send this to you too, guys, because I sent this as a free VIP signal. So a couple of things before we continue. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, just subscribe. It's free, and yeah, it helps us a ton to reach new traders. And if you want to be part of the VIP group, then just ask away, and I'll give you the link. So I'm gonna leave this aside for the time being. For the time being, and I'm gonna go and talk about some other possible setups that I'm looking at. I'm gonna go to the US dollar, Canadian dollar. And yeah, I'm going to just delete all or remove all the drawings. So this is the 17-minute chart. I know that it's a little bit weird, but I just I have this. I mean, I have the 17-minute chart, it's 50-minute chart, 10-minute chart, just because I don't like to zoom in on my charts and have these or the candlesticks not thick. So GBPJ, GBP Japanese yen buy trade initiated or only above 67.40. Only above 67.40. Yeah, let me see. 67.40, 167.42. I mean, only above that level. Um, I don't want to be long. I mean, I don't want to be long. With the immediate structure of this market being quite bearish, right? Very possibly, guys, I am going to delete that order, but that doesn't mean that I'm not looking to trade this market to the upside. Now, there was two scenarios, right? When I was scrolling through my charts and doing my daily prep, there were two scenarios, right? The first one is just the strong bullish momentum continuing, at the London Open, right, breaking with that Asian session range. That didn't pan out. So now the highest probability scenario is a pullback towards this level. So I'm looking for buys around the 165.50, right? This would be and is going to be my preferred buy level. should price break, and I think it already did. Yes, price already broke with the lows, printing new daily lows. So the bullish momentum is really drying up right now, and breakout trades such as yesterday's breakout trade on that we all took are not going to happen, right? Having said that, this market is still very much bullish, with you know, leading it weak Japanese yen. This is the Japanese yen basket. Let's go to higher, a little bit to the hourly. So this is the Japanese yen basket. So a pullback on the Japanese yen is very possible. So that means, I mean, if the Japanese yen pullbacks towards the previous broken lows, that means that the pound yen is going to pull back towards those previous broken highs. But if you look at the Japanese yen basket, this market is extremely bearish, and the highest probability trades are, of course, to the downside. That's why we're only looking for buys in yen pairs, right? Yeah, I'm gonna leave that on the back burner. So looks gold on bearish. What? Are they available on Binance? I don't think you can trade. I really don't know, but I don't think you can trade forex or currencies in Binance. But that platform, that broker, is super wide in the area of assets. So I mean, just check it out. So I'm not trading gold today. I'm not trading gold. Yeah, it looks bearish. Yesterday, I don't know if you remember that I told you that I was going to send a VAP signal on CPI data, and time escaped my hands. But if you were on my show yesterday, exactly what I was talking about panned out, and the actual short would have been this one, right? So next time, next month's CPI data, I am going to be trading it live. So that would have been a 2.2R. Opinions on trading 212. I have never traded with them, and I don't know if they're regulated or not. And I don't know if they're it's a real forex broker or CFDs broker. If they make their own market, it can be very manipulative, and I mean, just be careful. Just be careful. Just always go with regulated brokers and respected brokers. And if you're looking for a broker, you can open an account with AvaTrade and with our referral link, and that will give you lifetime access to all of our VIP groups. I entered long GBP yen 166.20 23. Should I close? Well, mate, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. The only thing that I do is just show you what I'm looking at, what I'm trading. It's up to you if you decide to follow me or not. But telling you what to do or giving you an advice on an open trade is something that I don't do. Now, what I can tell you is that at the moment, the probability of success of a long position in this market is quite low, quite low. Always look for validation levels when it comes to trading, mate. I mean, it's I understand. You're eager to get long, to get better risk to reward ratios, or to get a better price on your entry. But the thing is that why would you want to be trading inside of this range, this choppy mess, right? And also, why would you want to be trading long when you see that momentum is drying up? Also, why would you want to be trading long if you see that the breakouts that we have been trading this week on this market are not playing out today? So always look for validation levels. well, it really doesn't matter if you are not the first on the trade, or if your risk to reward ratio is not 7 to 1 or 8 to 1. What matters is that your trade has a high probability of success. In this case, it doesn't, right? That's just my opinion. So, yesterday I got stopped out on crude during CPI data, and that, my friends, was a mistake on my part. Everybody makes mistakes. Um, you know, yeah, and that was a mistake on my part, right? I got triggered. I got triggered just a few minutes before CPI, and I should have closed before CPI on a almost 0.7% profit, but I didn't. And I got stopped out. All right, it happens. You know, what can I say? I'm as transparent as I can be. That was a mistake on my part. Yeah, that was a really bad mistake. So right now, I'm looking. This is the first market, hot market that I'm looking at. I don't know what is not flagged. I'm looking at possible shorts here. Now, is this crazy? What do you guys think? Is this crazy to be looking for shorts here? I don't know. Uh, I think it might be. Agree. This week was terrible. Part of the game. Yeah, I mean it's part of the game as long as you control and manage your risk accordingly. No bad run of trades is going to break you. Yeah, I mean, but also just talking about that mistake that I made yesterday. Those are the leaks that you need to be focusing on. That's why it's so important to document your trades, journal your trades, because if you don't do that, you can't flag bad trades or big mistakes, right? And you can't plug those leaks. And if you don't plug those leaks, on the long term, you're going to have a very, very, very difficult time getting rid of those because they're going to become habits in your trading. So stay sharp, guys. Stay sharp. That was a terrible mistake on my part. But trade is journaled, and the yeah, the mistake is plugged. So what do you think about crude oil? Let's start by looking at the higher time frames. I'm gonna go to the daily chart, guys. I'm gonna start with the daily chart. So what I like about crude oil on the daily chart, right, is the bounce of this key pivotal level right here. So this is a very important key level in historic price action. If we go back, if we go back to June 2021, right, this is the level that was capping the upside in this market, and this is the level where we saw big buyers jump in to bring price up to the 128. Of course, that this market is very, very much affected by geopolitical issues at the moment, of course. But I mean, nonetheless, big buyers jumped in at this level, and here is the level that sellers were protecting, that they weren't able to. So, as you can see, price has pivoted around this level. And first of all, first flag here, that bounce, right? This is the first, flag. The second flag that I did on the daily is this, right? That break of the pullback structure. It's not the immediate structure because we're looking at the daily chart, but that move from the 123, let's call it the 123, right? June 2022 to the lows at around the 76 level. Last month, um, clearly this market was extremely bearish, printing new lows, new lower lows, new lower highs. And here, my friends, is where that structure, let's call it a pullback structure towards that key pivotal level, might have been broken. That's the daily chart, right? Let's go to the 4-hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, what is this? I don't know what that is. Steven, one of the lessons I learned was not to be greedy. When I consider an open order to be doing well, I stop the trade and take my profits. Yeah, Steven, you know what? That's a great thing that you say because um, on my path, on my path, I had people ask me, always, people always ask me, why do I take profits? Why do I take 1% off of, off of my trade when I can? It's because, before managing my trades like this, I used to try to hold on to my winners without really looking at the structure of the market or the big levels. So sometimes I would be deep in profits, but just because I was very excited about the open profits, right? That's the other thing that you shouldn't do. You shouldn't look at the open profits as real money because that is only to keep score. It turns into real money when you withdraw it to your bank account. But in your trading account, that's don't look at it as real money. You have to detach yourself from the value of money in the sense that don't look at an open trading profit as shit. I mean, this trade is I don't know up $500, so that's my car payment. Don't do that. Don't do that. That will fuck with your psychology. And I used to do that. I used to look at, I mean, compare, open profits to what I could do with those open profits, right? And I would let them run. And most of the time, um, the market would enter in a deep pullback, and I just would see all the open profits getting erased. But because I had already given them a real value, right? A real value, it really crushed my psychology, right? So, and that was also trying to hit home runs, right? So I focused on just hitting singles, getting profits out of the market, getting profit whenever my trade is around 1.2, 1.25%, I take 1% off because most of the times I'm going to be risking between 0.75 to 1.1. So I take my risk off, and now I really have a free trade, and I let the rest of it run, managing accordingly. So that helped me detach myself from the value of money on my open positions. The same thing with losing trades, right? So just a piece of advice of what I did and why I do that. So this is where that market broke with the structure. So I don't know. I don't. I mean, yeah. Coming back to this, coming back to this. I told you guys that I was possibly looking for shorts. Of course, that with what I just told you, it sounds a little bit counterintuitive looking for shorts because what I just showed you is a possible break or a possible break of the pullback structure. So I should be looking for longs, right? But the thing is that I'm looking for very short term or intraday shorts in this market, just because of this right here. We have a very clear inducement or bull trap, and the market just broke with. Oh boy, I hate the crosshair tool. I don't know about you guys, but I hate it. And the market just broke with these lows. These are the Asian session lows. So I'm not gonna go short here or look for shorts here. That is not how I am planning this possible trade. And the other reason, guys, is because if this is real, I'm gonna go back to the hourly chart, right? If this is a real change in the character of this market, it's very possible that price is going to dip to the big demand zone, which I haven't pinpointed it yet, but after the break of this, of these highs, it's very plausible that price is going to come down to that big demand zone before the actual move to the upside. So by looking at that, and by looking at today's price action, shorts or short-term shorts look very good. Now, this is far from being confirmed, but let's go to the I don't know, 3-minute chart. Let's go to a 3-minute chart, right? Um, and let's start looking for some possible zones, right? This is the Asian session lows, which I dig. So there's a couple of old blocks here, right? Um, let's see some volume. I'm gonna go to the 2-minute chart just to try to pinpoint where this somewhere in between, but this was already mitigated, right? So I'm not gonna do this. I'm just going to look at key levels that have been broken with, right? This is the Asian session lows. Now, here, oh, I dig it. So here it is. Here it is where I would look for short-term shorts in this market. If you notice here, these lows are broken with, right? Uh, there's possibly imbalance here on this big move, and if you notice these highs that are being created here, this is buy side liquidity being created. What is buy side liquidity? Well, simply put, this is very very um, not very weak players. I like to call them weak players because uh, or very early sellers in this market, trying to trade that breakout, and very possibly their stop losses are below these highs. So that is what buy side liquidity is, and it's very possible that price is going to swipe all that, or take out that liquidity, to tap that supply zone before the move to the downside. This is far from being confirmed, guys. I'm not going to put on a limit order. This is something that I am not going to continue doing very much, placing limit orders, um, unless this setup really develops. And in this case, I need price to take out these highs and to come and retest this block right here or something like this. Hold on. Oh, yeah, something like this. Right? Supply. So something like this. I'm gonna get rid of this line. Something like this, guys. This hasn't been mitigated yet, and there's this imbalance. There's that buy side liquidity. If price comes all the way up here to the 89.10 or so, this is where I'm going to be looking for shorts. But of course, then I need price to come here, reject it, break the lows, then come back to the new created supply before my trade, or before I even think of placing an order. But that's what I'm looking at on crude oil. Now, this is the short term in crude oil. If you have any questions, just go ahead and write on the chat, guys. Yeah, I'm deleting that. Just hold on. I am going to maybe not. Um, Maybe not. I'll keep you guys posted. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask on the chat. So on the higher time frames, or on the other side of things, right? So let's go to the hourly chart. Where targets? I really dig. This is the thing, right? This looks insanely good risk to reward ratio wise. If we look at that zone, targeting the lows here, a 19R trade, but you know what? That is super wishful thinking. But if this pans out, it could yield a very nice 6R or so. Now on the higher time frames, If everything that I'm just saying plays out, guys, plays out, look at this gap here. I don't know if we have this gap in futures. Let's have a look at futures. If we have this gap in futures, it's quite the thing. Yes, we do have that gap in futures, mates. Gap in futures. That is awesome. So I haven't looked at this yet. Bomb U.S. oil. We do have the same gap in futures, so that is a real gap. It's not you know, a mispriced on this CFD, because we do have that gap in futures. This gap is real around the 80 level. So I reckon that this is where we're going to possibly see big buyers jumping in. Now, having said that, I am not going. I mean, if this plays out, I am definitely not going to try to ride it all the way down. That's crazy. This possible short that I just explained is just an intraday trade. But if price breaks with these lows, again, this is sell side liquidity. Just have a look at. I mean, it's quite easy to pinpoint. Right after the break, after the break of the structure, right? This is where buyers are jumping in again and again. Of course, with stop losses below those lows, and if the real magnet zone is around that gap, I haven't really looked at it. I haven't really looked at this zone on the lower time frames to confirm. But let's say that this is the magnet area, right? Then the sell side liquidity is probably going to be taken out. And here we could get in another short. Having said that, here is where I'm going to look for a swing long in this market. So that's my entire analysis in crude oil, mates. Any questions or not? Do you expect the GBP to be volatile later? Yeah, definitely, most definitely. Actually, I am. I'm very possibly going to close this pound yen long, just because of the short term strength on the Japanese yen here. It's very possible that this level is going to be taken out again. Um, it's very possible that this level is going to be taken out. Now, if this level holds and the Japanese yen continues to dip, then I am going to keep my pound yen orders. But you know what? Now the R on this trade is just awful. But nevertheless, I am going to keep it until I see otherwise. Right, the US dollar, Canadian dollar, last market that I'm looking at. Well, this, my friends, just a deep buy on yesterday was super volatile, right? So this is the 5 minute chart. Let's start with the hourly. So on the hourly, it's a very curious thing how this level, the 137 level, is holding on this market, right? Now we had after that big volatile move to the downside, boom, that wall with a ton of buy orders held, and again it held again, and here is where buyers jumped in, and now the previous high has been broken, which means that very possibly the character in this market has straight to the upside. Now, are we going to trade? I'm sorry. Are we going to trade or buy at these levels? Fuck no. Of course not. Let's see. That Daniel Isaac. Do you have a guide on all the abbreviations in the Telegram post? Not sure what the 1.5R is after the TP value, for example. 1.5R means 1.5 risk to reward ratio. That's it's just that 1.5 risk to reward ratio. So this is going to be a little bit tricky in the sense that I am not going to look for longs at the previous working highs. That is, that is just not the optimal entry in this market. I probably will be looking for, I'm sorry, longs around these levels right here, around the 37.40 level or so. Maybe possibly even lower, but I don't think it's going to go lower. Well, I don't think. I mean, I hate saying that, but it's just the honest truth. Yeah, very possibly we're going to be looking here in this chop mess, in this range right here, with stop losses below the lows. I just need price to come down here and reject this level, right? And if it continues to rally, then I'm not gonna be on a trade. But this is also a hot market that I am looking to trade, and the reason is because of that big break, right? That big break of or that big hold. I'm sorry, of the 137 level. That's what is pushing me to look for longs in this market. And also because targets to the upside, let's go back to the hourly chart. Targets to the upside look appetizing. Risk to reward ratio was right. So 138, 30. I'm sorry, 138.30 could yield about 977 pip move to the upside with very, very, very low risk. Yeah, let's come back to this market. I am going to delete this order. I mean, this order is just uh, has no edge anymore. So I'm deleting my pound yen. You do you. You do you. Actually, I'm going to wait for the top of the hour and the next 15-minute candle to print. Yeah, but this is looking eerie. Almost there. Right, so these are the markets that I'm looking at on the S&P 500. I'm gonna end up with the S&P 500, guys, because yesterday was, in my opinion, a very good day on the S&P 500. So let's go back. I'm gonna go to the 2-day chart first, just to show you 3-day chart. I'm sorry, just to show you key levels in this market, or the key levels that I'm looking at. So this massive, massive zone. I'm not gonna use a we can even grab it from here, right? This massive, massive zone. Should we? Hold on. Let me actually look at this market. Oh yeah, this is the one. So this is the zone. This is the zone, right? By any means, this market is bullish. By any means, right? But yesterday, let's go back to the daily chart. Yesterday's candle to me is quite intriguing. It is quite intriguing. I mean, that rejection of the 3,500 level to me was very bullish. More so because if we go to the 50-minute chart, this market closed very bullishly yesterday, and I'm digging that. I had S&P 500 buy orders, but after CPI data yesterday, I decided to delete them. Right? Yeah, I decided to delete them. Right? Everything looked very bearish for this market, but by the end of the day, just have a look at how strong this market closed. So I'm looking for longs. Having said that, I'm looking for longs. But and again, two scenarios for longs on spoofs on the S&P 500. A possible long at the break of the highs. This is not my preferred scenario, right? Because if this plays out, that would be possibly in pre-market, and I just hate trading pre-market, to be completely honest with you. But still, no trade range for the time being. I am. I mean, I. d- the actual pull. I'm sorry. The actual setup that I'm looking at is a pullback towards these levels, 35.40, 35.60. That would be an amazing entry, right? An amazing entry. If price could just dip towards this level. God damn it, the porn sites are here. Oh boy, I don't understand that. So that's the S&P 500. Very, very, very. I mean, it's just too early, right? But we will see what happened. I'm prepared to trade both scenarios, right? But this is the thing, right? If the S&P 500 continues to trade inside of this range towards pre-market and the open, I'm going to look for breakout trades with stops below the lows, right, of the range, for a quick buy on the open volatility, right? But if price breaks to the downside and reaches that level, this is where I'm going to start to build possibly a position long on this market that I will send to the swing trading group. So both scenarios are very much valid. My preferred scenario is a pullback towards this level. Yes, let me throw a fib. Right. A little, I mean, even lower, 35, 40 or so. That would be amazing. Yeah, so that's what I'm planning, guys. That's what I'm planning. If you have any questions, go ahead, post it on the chat. I'm gonna give you a few minutes. I am going to give you a few minutes. If not, I am going to be logging out. And the reason I'm going to be logging out is because yeah, there's nothing tradable at the moment, right? But I wanted to share my thought process on all of these markets. Um, if you are on the VIP group, just to so you know what I'm looking at, what to expect, etc. And if you're not part of the VIP group, well, just so you can have a look at what we do, right? A couple of, and I mean, yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter if I'm looking for short-term shorts in crude oil, but my long-term bias might be bullish in this market. Sir, do you think this sterling pump is temporary? I don't know. I don't even know what market you're talking about, man. All right. Quickly finishing up with gold. Gold is very, very bearish. But I have no setup short gold. I'm not even looking at this market to be completely and utterly honest with you. The three markets that I'm looking at, the S&P 500, like I told you, two scenarios. Crude oil, one scenario, one short-term scenario, one long-term scenario. The S&P 500, one short-term scenario, one long-term scenario, and the pound yen. I'm sorry, the U.S. dollar, Canadian dollar, a short-term scenario, and yeah, let's just calculate how much that is. I mean, already rallied 106 pips, right? Breaking with all the highs. Yeah, this was my first flag to look for longs here on the USDCAD, right? That big break of this level. And then, yeah, I just need to wait for price to hit my levels, guys. That's just how it rolls. That's just how you do these things, right? You have to wait for price to hit your levels and never trade in desperation because you think you're going to miss the move. That's the best way to burn money. Yeah, that's the best way to burn money. So, yeah, these are my scenarios, mates. These are my scenarios. This is looking phenomenal. This USD cash long is looking phenomenal. Um, tons of liquidity or sell side liquidity here. First one that is going to be taken out, of course, is this one right here. These are very weak players in the market, trying to buy the dip at the highs. That is just, yeah, I mean, if you can't see that, you probably will be it. Then we do have the second dip buy right here. Um, that most likely will also be taken out. for price to hit that real demand zone. Yeah, I'm not gonna pinpoint the demand zone, etc., 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 just because this is so far from playing out. But this can play out within 10 minutes, right? Remember that when this happens, when liquidity gets taken out, that brings in volatility because in this case, sellers are just eating up those buys, buy order, buy stops, and there you go. Yeah, it's about to happen. So remember, always look for people that got fucked in the market, and then look for people that are about to get fucked, and then enter the market. Crypto. I don't know. Let's have a quick look at crypto. Yesterday, I got stopped out on my Ethereum long. I had this one right here. I got stopped out, but I am looking for longs again. You know, yesterday's. I mean, again, this is so bullish, mates. This is so fucking bullish. You know, not only the I mean these big rejections, but also in hindsight I should have put my stop loss as a break even. But you know what, this was a big swing trade. I'm okay with the 1% loss. But after yesterday, big rejection here, big break of the immediate structure in the market. Very possibly this market is now controlled by buyers. I am going to be looking for dips. Let's just delete all the drawings because this doesn't work anymore. I am going to be looking for dips. Let's just look at some zones, right? Yeah, I mean, from the top of my head or from the top of my eye. um, yeah, this is quite the breakout. Uh, you know what? I'm gonna do this very calmly, but any dip will do for me, right? So, what do I mean by this? Let me show you guys. What do I mean by this? So, any dip will do in the sense that if Ethereum does not come down to at least 1280, I'm not gonna be long. I'm not gonna be long from the lows. But if it continues to rip, then um, a dip towards the, and I am just giving you an example, right? The second dip towards the next demand area, that is where I'm going to be looking for longs. Just saying this because I am absolutely not looking for shorts in Ethereum. Bitcoin should be the same fucking thing, right? But my preferred market to trade, cryptos is Ethereum, not Bitcoin. So yeah, very possibly. I mean, not very possibly. I don't know what's going to happen. No one fucking knows, right? But yeah, deep buy. I'm trying to want to flag this one too. Deep buy. Looking for deep buys in this market. Right? Any questions, guys? If not, I'm gonna log out. Olympio is coming up next with our doing the US data release. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna delete this order. I just hate it. Has no edge anymore. It really doesn't have any edge. So I'm deleting the order. And don't you worry, I will, because this was a free trade, right? Hold on. Deleting buy stops in what? GJ, right? So because this was a free trade, guys, I am going. I mean, should I take another trade? I will send it as a free trade. Two. Don't worry about that. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. It's the end of the week. Yeah, it's the end of the week, and we are looking for some good trades to finish up the week strong. So, very possibly, you will hear from me on crude oil or the USD CAD. These are the two. These are the two plays that are the closest to possibly develop, right? So I'll keep you guys posted. I mean, if you have any questions or anything at all, don't remember that you can leave a comment here. If you like what I do, give me a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. I don't know if you want to be a VIP. You know what to do. The link is on the chat or below this video. Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay true to your system. Detach yourself from the value of money when it comes to trading. When it comes to trading, that's just for keeping score, right? It doesn't become money until it hits your bank account. So try to avoid all of these little things that will fuck with your psyche, with your mindset. Mindset is one of the most important things, or the most important thing when it comes to trading. And if you don't, I mean, if you don't focus on, on really, just being cold, a cold as trader, no emotions, nothing, just take care of your mindset because, and I'm telling you this, because I went through it, right? No one taught me how to trade. I taught myself, right? So I went through all of this, and these little things that fuck with your mindset. Uh, if you don't, I mean, if you don't plug them, uh, they become obsessions, and without noticing it, you're going to start making very bad decisions that are going to make you burn money. Watching you trade is just crazy. Thank you, Abdel Ahmed. How do I get in contact with you? David Palka, you cannot. No, you cannot. I don't take calls from anybody. The only way to contact me is through support, and our support team is going to, you know, is going to respond. Uh, the only chat room that I have is my private chat room for F1 strategy traders. That's the only open forum that I have with my elite group of F1 traders. So if you want to trade with me, I mean, learn one of the strategies or the strategy that I trade. Check out the F1 strategy. I'll give you the copy link. I think. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Um, the reason that I do this, and you're not, I cannot know for sure if I'm going to be placing a trade during a live show. I can't. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen in the market? But the reason that I do this because explaining to you, and I don't do this because I'm a nice guy. I do it because I'm a nice guy. But also explaining in depth all of this to you helps me, uh, you know, uh, optimize my setups and optimize my decisions, right? So, yeah. And David Podcast, if you're really interested in that, let me give you a 30% discount made that ends today, I think. Just because I'm a nice dude. This code will give you a 30% discount for the F1 strategy. So, remember that if you have any questions, just ask away. Remember to focus on one currency. Currency pairs are just products, financial products to trade a currency. They're not what you are trading. For example, on the pound yen, right? The pound yen was the product that I chose to trade the Japanese yen short yesterday, right? On an F1 strategy setup. This one right here. Olympio also took that trade with his trading system, which is not the F1 strategy. And when I saw Olympio take that trade, that convinced me that it was a slam dunk. But this was a Japanese yen driven trade. Was absolutely this move to the downside. No, I'm sorry, this move to the downside. Yeah. So look at the currencies that you want to trade. For example, I only trade the U.S. dollar. Hold on, the U.S. dollar and the Japanese yen, right? And then go through the products, financial products that you use to trade those markets. And that's it. I mean, make it simple. Um, uh, don't just look for setups in the Euro USD or the pound US dollar or whatever. No, try to think about what is moving that market. What do you want to trade? If you want to place a buy on the pound US dollar, what do you want to trade? What are you trading there? Are you trading the pound? Are you trading the USD? But if you're trading the USD, and if what you want to trade is the USD, why would you choose the pound US dollar? But you might better look for the US dollar Mexican peso, because the US dollar pair, which is a very strong or the strongest currency paired with a very weak currency, is going to yield a better moves. So it's the little things. Just keep coming back to my shows. Ask away. I have a ton of fun doing this, mates. Yeah, it is hard work, but you know, it's pretty cool. Uh, yeah, it's pretty cool. And mistakes happen. Everybody makes mistakes. The important thing is not to repeat them, and plug them before they become habits or bad habits. You, Jay, maybe better pair. Yesterday I had a F1 strategy on that, my friends. This one right here. So this was the F1 strategy setup yesterday. What the fuck? Yeah, this was the F1 strategy setup yesterday on the Japanese yen, or the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. It hit targets, something like this, right? All right, so the porn sites are back. So I am going to take off. Yeah, again, thank you for joining me. Olympia comes next with the US show. Um, what was I saying? With, what was it? Core retail sales on the US in about 2 hours or so. Don't miss that out. He's a great trader. You can learn a shit ton from him. So, yeah, thank you for joining me. And if I don't see you, well, I never see you. But if I don't speak to you again, have a great weekend. Remember to stay off the charts, decompress, um, decompress. Just do whatever makes you happy. You know, I really don't care. Just don't look at your charts. Decompress. Don't talk about the markets. Don't look at forums. Don't fuck that. Markets are closed. Come back fresh. Come back fresh on Sunday, open, or for some of you Monday, and attack the week with a new set of eyes and a new tank of energy. I was going to say crude oil or gasoline, but that I don't know. It sounded a little bit murdery. All right, cheers, guys. Thank you. Again, if you have if you want to comment or on what we do, just leave a comment on the video. All right, Bass. A newcomer to the VIP group. Here we go. Listen, here is Michael, one of our elite VIP F1 strategy traders, leaving a review on how he likes that one. The F1 strategy. So yeah, I wouldn't sell it if it wasn't profitable, or if I didn't use it myself. This is what I trade the most. And you know what? Funny thing, because I started with the F1 strategy idea about a year ago. And to be completely honest, initially it was just a strategy or a new product for us. But I really got into it, and I thought I was going to finish it in 2 months, right? But I really got into it, and I really got into tweaking it, back testing it, And little by little, I saw how powerful this strategy that I was developing really is. You know, and it traded optimally, of course. So instead of just creating a new product to sell to you guys, I really, created a strategy that now I trade about 80% of the time. So I'm super happy with it, and I'm really proud of it. And I know that some of you think that I'm just pushing this shit because I mean, it's not cheap, but I'm not gonna sell this for anything else, right? And I know some of you think that I mean, that I just keep on pushing this because it's a big sale. No, I do it because I want you guys to see, I mean, how amazing it is to sit in front. Look at this fucking thing. To sit in front of your chart, right? Like this. Hold the fuck on, I want to tell you. To sit in front of your chart, and if you're a F1 strategy trader, you already know what you're looking at, what you're looking for. So you go here, chart by chart. No, fuck this. This is no good. This is no good. This is no good. This is good. This is probably good. This is probably good. And because you already know what you're looking for, and you know what you're looking for, what you're looking at, and the rules that need to be checked in order to take a trade. It's so easy and simple to scan through all of the markets and just when you see a green flag, it's because it's an F1 strategy setup. Today, I didn't find one good, good. So I'm not trying the F1 strategy today. But if you ever look a green tag, it's an F1 strategy setup, and it's so easy. Just go. No, fuck this. This is good. I mean, this was this on Bitcoin. This is what an F1 strategy setup looks like, right? Here, this is what an F1 strategy setup looks like. Boom. So the F1 strategy gives you the entry, levels, the profit levels, the stop loss levels, and with all the rules within the strategy, you are only going to take the best setups ever. So yeah, that is what it is. So if you what's this? Uh, so think about it. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna log off. Thank you for joining me, guys. Cheers.